let's do this. Houston, we're live. All right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are around the world. It's your DFB Anchor Eli. And today I'm in the building with our DFB Queen, one and only Queen Scarleth. How you doing today, Queen?
Hello, King. I am doing great. How about you?
Man, let me tell you something. I have never been better in my life, man. I have never been better. Listeners, a little bit of you, who you are. Just give us an introduction. Who is Queen Scarleth? I don't know who she is.
Obviously, I'm Scarlett. I am Nicaraguan queen over here.
Yes.
I am 29 years old, 29 years young.
Yes.
I have a baby boy, 3 years old. So my baby, my king, Xavier, and just recently got out of the Marine Corps. And yeah, I'm doing great. Life is beautiful. Life is beautiful.
Yes. Thank you very much for that introduction. So today, we just want you to share, some part of your journey. I mean, part of your journey that you've started, we started in December. So to our listeners, to everyone watching this, if you don't know, Scarlett was my very first client. It was just, I was telling her, I'm going to start, training both myself and Sarah. We're going to be doing this. And immediately, man, she hopped on the, on the train. And, here we are. And it's been an amazing journey. So, before you even started the journey, can you let our listeners know, what even made you try, to join DFB,
Man, so nobody knows, obviously, and this is why I'm here. I wanna the reason why I joined Deadly Fit Bodies was because everybody's New Year resolution, they start January. But I felt, I just felt like my life wasn't where I wanted it to be. I was like in a very, I'm not gonna say dark place, because it wasn't dark, but it wasn't like a place where I wanted to be.
Mm-hmm.
It was where my son, I used to come home from work and I used to just lay down, and then I have no energy, I just didn't want to do nothing. And I felt it wasn't fair for my son, because he's, like I said, my son is 3 years old now, but then back then he was obviously 2 years old, and he's, kids are so active. And I remember him grabbing my hand and just like, Mom, let's go run. Mom, let's go do something. And I was just like, I just like a couch potato, I didn't want to do anything. And I remember getting angry at him because I didn't want to do anything, but he wanted to do something. And then, while he was, taking a bath, I sat on the couch, I sat up on the couch, and I was like, that's not fair for him. He's young, he's very active, and I can't be like that with him. It's not fair to him. That's not what he deserves, he deserves somebody that's gonna be active, it's gonna be fun. What's going on with me? I had to self-reflect,
Yeah.
So I noticed that, that you were very that you were so happy, and you're so active. And I wanted that, I wanted to be happy too. I wanted to be active too. I deserve that. My son deserved that too. So I contacted you and I told you, hey, let's go for a walk or something, and we used to go for a walk We used to do that like every weekend and stuff, and then we stopped. I lost contact with you, so I hit you up. I remember just hitting you up, and I was like, I gotta change my life. So I hit you up, and then we went on for a walk, and I just told you what happened, and I told you, hey, I'm so serious about Deadly Fit Body. Like, I really want to change my life. Like, I want to be strong, mentally, physically, but I didn't know Deadly Fit Body was about the mental. Like, all I knew, it was like, oh, I just want to be physically strong, maybe that will get me to where I'm mentally, and you sent me the link. I remember you sent me the link the next day and signed up, and like I laughed because I seriously thought, like, man, this guy doesn't think I'm serious. Like, I'm so serious. And then I started that, and like I remember just starting that, and like, dude, like it was like an automatic, like, just like changed like my mentality. And like one of the first things that you guys taught me is affirmations. Like, remind yourself, like, you're like strong, you're confident, you're beautiful, like all of that. It's like, and that's what, in order to be physically fit, you gotta be mentally fit. You gotta remind yourself like how strong you are in this. And honestly, to this day, like, I always think about you and Saya, and how I'm so glad you guys trusted me. Like, I know you guys say like, oh, thank you, Scarlett, for trusting me, but no, Elijah and Saya, thank you so much for helping me and trusting me through this whole process. Like, it was just like a complete 180. Like, my mentality from just being in this dark like place where I just like felt like I was digging my own hole, to like, you guys, and I describe it as like, I dig my own hole, but you guys were right there. I asked for help, and you guys were like, oh, here, dude, like, here's the ladder, like, come on. Yes. You got this, like,
Yes.
And but that was the reason why, yes, I decided to get into Deadly Fit Bodies.
Wow. Thank you very much for sharing that. Like, I'll say, we've definitely been friends, even way before, you made that commitment, and it came at the right time, at the right time. You said, like, the 180, the change, the turnaround, it was definitely at the right time, right? A lot of people, they think DFB, Deadly Fit Bodies, is about, fitness, it's about the gym and everything. And I know you've already started shedding some light on the mental aspect, right? If you can just, share to us, how does, training with DFB, our philosophy towards the mental aspect, how has that, or what does that look like to you, and how has that affected you throughout, your whole journey to this very moment?
Man, let me tell you, when I used to go to the gym, I was so scared. But now I walk in that gym and I am confident.
Yes.
Not just the gym, but just I walk so confident now that, like, oh man, this happened. It's okay. It wasn't for me. Something is better. Something better is coming. So, like, now, like before, like, when you heard like a bad news, or like, you didn't get what you wanted, or like, for example, like, I don't know, something just happened last week, and I was literally like, you know what? That wasn't for me. I have something better coming for me. And that's like the mentality that I learned with Deadly Fit Body. It's like, you know what? Always stay positive, always stay strong, always, like, never, like, don't try and be negative. Like, there's something good in, maybe, like, that wasn't for you, this is for you, I was getting out of the Marine Corps. Like I just told you guys, like I just got out of the Marine Corps. I remember freaking out, and I was like, man, like what am I gonna do? I'm probably not gonna find a job. Like, like I was really scared. Like, what if I don't find a job, or like fast enough? Like I'll get out in 3 weeks, all of that. And then all of a sudden I have an interview, and I was so nervous, but then I was like, you know what? Breathe, Scarlett. Like, who wouldn't want to hire you? Yes. Who wouldn't want to hire you? Like, yes. They're crazy if they don't want to hire you. Like, you're a hard worker. Yes. You are motivated. You're all the time. You bring sunshine into the room. Mm-hmm. So if they don't want to hire me, then they're crazy. Like, so that's what I told myself before that interview. And dude, tell me how 2 hours later, I get a phone call and they were like, hey, Scarlett, just finished talking to the manager, and we would love you to be part of our team.
Wow.
Dude,
wow.
I was like, what?
Wow.
But yes, and it's just like, and that's something that throughout this journey, I taught my Marines, like before, like my impact, like I even have my plaque over there. Hold on. Dude, it's Staff Sergeant Scarlett, put positive energy into the world and it will manifest. Sandino. That was my plaque. Like that was my going away plaque from one of the units I left.
Yes.
And it was just like the positivity that I left and the change that I left, the impact that I made in just that one, in that little small time that I was with them. And and this is the time that I had started with Deadly Fit Bodies.
Yes.
So it was just like, yeah.
Yeah, no, that is good, man. Wow. Congratulations on the job, and definitely thank you for sharing this aspect, and that is all there is, right? Like, with DFB is we'll try to like make you realize that, look, man, after you is you, like, you're the stuff, you're the it, like, you're the best, right? Remember all those exercises we did on self-image, like you can never outperform your self-image and all those stuff, right? So if there's one word you use to describe, your journey so far with DFB, what would that be?
One word? Oh man, you're putting me on the spot right now. Confidence.
Boom. Voila. Wow. All right. Why that?
Confidence, because, man, Elijah, I didn't have no confidence before I started Deadly Fit Bodies. And now it's like, that's all I have. That's all I have that comes out. It's like confident. Like, I got this.
Yes.
And if I fail, well, man, I got this tomorrow.
Yes. Wow. That is beautiful, man. Scarlett, I was saying, man, both sides, like, we've seen everything, man, your journey since day one. And, I know we've been telling you on the text and everything, but now definitely want to make it public that, we are so proud of your journey. You fought through everything. We didn't do anything. We just gave you the resources. But, you fought through everything yourself. You traveled your own journey yourself to this very point. And, man, every day, like I just told you before we started doing the interview, I'm like, every time I see your post on Facebook, on Instagram, I'm just like, just screaming, just, happy, like, yes, let's go. But definitely super proud of you. The word on the street is very soon you're gonna be competing, but
I am.
All right. Hey, whenever that happens, just know this, man. We will be your biggest supporter and your biggest fan out there. All right.
Yes.
So
Thank you.
Wrap this up. If there's any word of advice you give to someone that that is like, man, I don't know if I should join DFB or why should I join DFB? deadly fit bodies? What would that advice be to them?
Do you know what? My advice, and I was just talking to somebody about deadly fit bodies the other day.
Yeah.
I was like, because they were like, oh, I don't think I could do it. Like, it's just so much like physical into it. And I'm like, you know what? Yeah, it is. You gotta eat healthy. You gotta go work out. But the most important thing about deadly fit bodies is working on your mental state. So once you have that, everything is easy.
Yes. Wow. Thank you very much for that. Thank you very much for that. And to everyone watching this, look, it's super easy, all right? Once the mental aspect is there, it's so easy to live the weights, to live the lifestyle, all right? So thank you very much for joining into this, everyone. Like always, I live with 3 words: desire, faith, and belief. Ciao.
Adios.